It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5. Brought to you by the Butterfly Palace and Rainforest Adventure, Adventure Cave Tours, and Talking Rocks Cavern. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Okay, now it is finally Friday. We made it to Friday, which I felt like yesterday should have been Friday, but alas, today is Friday. So happy Friday, everybody. We'll start with news.
Here we are. We told you the scooter system in Springfield is going well and seems to be wanting to expand. And now starting today, it is going to expand. It's doing well enough. The company that owns the scooters is almost doubling its fleet from 55 scooters now to 100 scooters. And the boundary lines are going to be wider out. Starting today, the north-south boundaries are Sunshine and Kearney, and the east-west boundaries will be Kansas Expressway and Glenstone. So be careful. Some of the swim dads from the Missouri States team rented them last weekend in Columbia, and they made the funniest video. You can find it on Facebook, I'm sure. But one of them fell, and like a dad, So it was just funny that a dad fell because you're telling your kid to be careful, and then here you go, toppling. But all right, we are at the beginning of summer, as you know, officially summer, meteorological summer, as it were. And the Nixa City pool isn't open still because of the big leak that we told you about. The city council, I should say, has authorized up to $100,000 to get it fixed, but they're going to have to dig under the concrete pool deck to get to the leaking pipe. So still no timeline on when that could be done.
Okay, kids in Nixa are hoping it's soon, but they may not want to hold their breath. Christian County libraries will not create a rating system for materials that they loan out. That's the result of a 6-month study into the issue. The library board decided it was not feasible to create and implement a rating system for 70,000 materials in Christian County libraries. Members of the community had asked the board to offer that rating system, but it will not happen. We've told you about the drought affecting 9 out of 10 counties in Missouri, and we know that the state is offering emergency water and hay access for farmers. We reported on that last week, maybe 2 weeks ago. Now, making matters worse, scammers are preying on farmers who are in a tough spot. The State Department of Agriculture is warning that scammers are posting ads on Facebook and other social media outlets offering hay, but then never delivering the hay after being paid. So farmers beware.
Mm-hmm. If you want some cheap COVID protective gear, you can hit up the state. The Missouri Department of Mental Health is auctioning off 50,000 protective masks, 18,000 hospital gowns, 11,000 shoe covers, and more than 4,000 goggles and face shields. All of it was stockpiled, of course, during COVID. But now to say there are some leftovers would be an understatement. At last check on the auction, the 18,000 hospital gowns are going for $9, folks. Less than $10 for 18,000 hospital gowns. Also, the 50,000 N95 masks are going for $102, and the 2,000 protective goggles are currently sitting at a bid of $110. So you have until June 29th. And you can check it out online with the Missouri Department of Mental Health's website.
Well, surely those prices are going to go up. Hospitals are going to need those gowns and masks and stuff for the distant future. So they will no doubt hop on board and figure out what a good price is and pay that. It'll be less than retail for sure.
Yep. I'm wondering about I know gowns obviously are gowns, but do the masks expire? I wonder. I don't know.
Good question.
Maybe.
I wouldn't think so, but
because it's fibers, right? Like, do they break down over time? I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. The teenager from Tennessee who was maimed as she was walking in downtown St. Louis is now suing. Janae Edmondson was visiting St. Louis with her family for a volleyball tournament, as you might remember, a while back. And she was walking near the hotel when a career criminal, as it were, crashed into another car, pinning Janae between the two vehicles, and she lost her legs as a result. So she is now suing the driver, his mom, who loaned him the car, because she says she knew of his habitual recklessness, and she's also suing the city of St. Louis.
Well, yeah, this is, of course, what started the whole fiasco surrounding the prosecutor up there, who ended up resigning from office. But this was the story, because this guy should have been in jail. Now, whether it's the prosecutor's fault or a judge's fault or whatever, but he had skipped out on what was it, bail or 100 times.
He had a laundry list of different things, but I don't know what was the nail in the coffin, but
hundreds of reasons why he should have been in jail, and he wasn't, and ended up costing this girl her legs. It's just horrific. We'll see how that legal case goes against the city and the driver. This is the latest numbers on how kids are doing in school are in across the country, and they are really not good. According to the nation's report card, reading scores are down 4 points from the school year 2019 and 20 to 2022 and 23. And math scores are down 9 points. That is the largest decline in math ever recorded. And compared to a decade ago, the average scores declined 7 points in reading and 14 points in math. Also, fewer students are reading for fun. Fewer are taking algebra. This is a report from the federal government, too. It measures America's 13-year-old kids on key subjects. The latest numbers, of course, come after the COVID lockdowns that kept kids out of school and learning at home for months, sometimes up to a year or more. And it's on top of other studies that have shown just how detrimental that was to our kids.
Nike and the Kansas City Chiefs are hosting an event in Springfield at the new Allison Sports Town. 8 local high schools will be competing in an 11-on competition on June 27th, next Tuesday from noon to 8. The competition consists of teams of 7 facing off, as well as some drills to help the athletes work on their skills. Free event, and it will also feature youth clinics for school-age boys and girls.
That's cool. That'll be fun. Good for them.
Yep.
All right, here's a question for you. Would you eat chicken meat that was grown from cells in a lab?
For sure, I would not.
Would you eat that? You would not eat that?
No. Nope.
Okay. I think a lot of people probably would agree with you, but it apparently is the future. U.S. Department of Agriculture just gave approval for that very thing. 2 U.S. companies are creating the chicken in a lab. This is how they do it. They place chicken cells in large steel vessels, then feed the cells nutrients to help them multiply and grow just for 2 to 3 weeks. Then the meat can be harvested and eaten. On its website, one of the companies called Upside Foods compares the process that I just explained to that of brewing beer, saying, quote, "Instead of growing yeast or bacteria, we grow animal cells." Okay. End quote. We know some very high-end restaurants are planning to serve this chicken. But I don't know. I don't know how quickly. I don't think people in the Ozarks are going to be on board too soon. But I know that one of the restaurants is in San Francisco. I think the other's in D.C. and they're Michelin rated.
I don't think it's going to catch on anywhere in the country.
It doesn't seem right.
I mean, Midwesterners are more connected to the source of the food, like as a whole, because of farming. But coast people, I mean, in my very limited experience of living in Washington, D.C. for a year, like they're actually more health conscious, like I would say, than the Midwesterners. So we're closer to the source, but yet they are very cognizant of what's in their food. Does that make sense?
Well,
even though my friend from Philly had not seen a cow until she moved to Missouri, like alive in person, you know,
I'm sure these companies would argue that these are very healthy ways to eat because they're very probably lean. They don't have the chemicals in them that some of the animals on farms are exposed to from time to time. I would imagine they have pretty good arguments for it being healthy. Why else would these super high-end restaurants serve it?
I don't know. They're getting a kickback. Just
It
kidding.
seems
I don't
very
know.
strange. I'll
I
tell
don't
you
know.
that.
It is really, yeah. Okay. Finally, we know where you can get some real food tomorrow that was not grown in a lab. It is the Taste of Somo in downtown Springfield from 11 to 3 tomorrow. You can taste the offerings of several local restaurants and breweries. There's going to be live music, entertainment. It's happening on Park Central Square from 11 to 3, and all to help a good cause. The Taste of Somo partners with Ozarks Food Harvest to provide meals to those in need across Southwest Missouri.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
It'll be warm out there, so you'll be drinking plenty of cold beverages. That's for sure. 91 tomorrow, 94 on Sunday. 40% chance of rain on Sunday. That's the biggest chance in the entire 7 to 10 day forecast. So, well, hopefully you'll get wet at some point.
Yep. Right. But not for too long. Just the
rain.
right amount. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Have a good weekend, and we will see you right back here bright and early Monday.